Hi, my name's AJ. I've been a pet groomer for 15 years, but I've been working with dogs for much longer than that. I grew up with a pet grooming shop inside of our house that my mom ran. So I napped in kennels and I started bathing dogs around 8 years old. Since I've been a professional, I have seen some horrible things in the industry and there is no accountability between pet groomers and pet owners. This is my attempt at creating that accountability for myself and hopefully showing the rest of the industry that it can be done. I'll be showing you everything that happens on these dogs from start to finish, and I'll be describing each step of the process along the way. And as lessons come up that I can teach you for behavioral training, I'll show you those as well. Hope you enjoy. Okay, come on, Olive. You brave enough to jump on the table? Good boy. Good morning, everybody. It is, what is today? April 7th, about 10 o'clock, Utah time. And we've got first time with Ollie. Hi, Ollie. He seems like a sweet boy, but he's a little nervous. We're going to be doing a bath, brush, and a trim up on him. I was told he's a little nervous for his feet and his nails, or he doesn't like it done. One of the two, sometimes both. Oh, look how cute you are. Yes, you're a beautiful boy. Okay, so let's get started by lifting him up. He doesn't seem to be bothered by the table being raised, so he's not too nervous. Sometimes you'll see that they start shaking and get nervous, kind of cower. Can you stand up? Up, up. Up. Come on, Ollie. Up. Good boy. It's okay. He's kind of frozen. So that's indicative of he's got some anxiety that he's dealing with right now. It's okay, big guy. I gotcha. So let's go and start with his nails. Let's see how this goes. You see your nails, big guy? Now, I don't know Ollie. He seems like he's a sweetheart, but I'm just going to work safely and start from behind in case he doesn't want me to do his nails and he tells me to back off. He seems like he's doing wonderful. No reaction yet. Good job, buddy. Good job. Oh yeah, great. Not falling. Let's hope this is how he keeps being. This is wonderful. I know you're nervous, big guy. It's okay, buddy. That was the first tug that he's done. He just thought we were done with his nails. I got one more nail. I'm gonna check your deep block. Hang on. Good job, Ollie. Good job. And no dew block. Looks like it's been removed. Okay. Great start, buddy. Yes, it is. This is wonderful. As I'm cutting these nails, I'm getting them as short as I can. And the way that I know that I'm done is the pulp in the center of the nail gets a moist circle in the center of it. If you want to know more on how to cut the dog's nails or what you're looking for, I have a video titled How to Cut Dog Nails Perfectly Every Time. And that'll go into more depth about how to cut the nails and how to know when you're done. Good job, buddy. I got one really close. I don't think it's gonna bleed, but I'm just gonna wait for a second. Yeah, we're good. Perfect. Good job, buddy. You see this last foot? Good job, bud. You're being a little angel right now. Yes, you are. It's nice when you get dogs that are so sweet and listen and work with you. Yeah, you are doing phenomenal, Ollie. Yeah, you're a good boy. Some more minutes. Alright, we're almost done. Follow the step. Follow the step. It's okay. Last time, buddy. Wait. Wait. I know. It's okay. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Okay, next up we're going to do is we're going to shave out his pads, the insides of his ears, and do a sanitary shave as well. Like this. You've seen this before, haven't you? Okay, let's see. You head over here, big guy. You want to sit? You can sit. Good boy. Being a little reactive to the clipper. Not too bad, but I'm just bringing the backside of the clipper up to see how he reacts and do a little bit of desensitizing. Looks like he's going to be okay. Bring the blade in. Hang on. It's okay. I know. I know. Yeah, I got some little mats in here. I have to get those out. Okay, then. I got you. Hang. Hang on. Bring in this pad. Okay, we'll pluck out the rest. Yes. Oh, you have the prettiest eyes. Yes. Good job. Yeah, you're doing wonderful, Ollie. That's a good boy. Yeah, such a good boy. Okay, now that the ears are inside of the ears are shaved, we're going to move on to the pads of his feet. It's okay. Fine. Good job. One more foot. Then we'll have your pads all done. Oh, it's okay. I know. Come here, buddy. Let me see that foot. Let me see that foot. That's okay. Yeah. We're being a little sensitive for this foot, so I'm just double checking to see if there's anything in his pads and any burrs or something that might be hurting him, but it doesn't look like it. I think he just didn't want me to be shaving this pad. It's okay. I know. He's allowed to not want it. It's not like he consented to any of this. I know. Okay. Almost there again. Almost there. Check my blade temperature. It's not hot. Sometimes that could be a reason that they're reacting to 1 foot. The blade gets a little hot, but it's still okay. All right, let's do your sanding. Now we're gonna give him a sanitary shave. Just shave everything that he might pee on. Grab his tail so I can make sure that I don't cut the tail hairs. Okay, now we'll come to the other side. Okay. Now we'll shave his bum. It's nice and clean. We don't get any dingleberries. Nobody likes dingleberries. Ollie, we don't like dingleberries. Okay. His pads are done, his nails are done, sanitary shave. Last step we're going to do before the bath, maybe the last step. I think we would do 2 things. We're going to pluck his ears, and then we're going to make sure that he doesn't have any big mats that need to be brushed out before the bath. He feels like he's in pretty good shape. Let's start with the easy side. His right ear has some mats inside the ear canal, and it's going to make it a little bit more difficult to pluck because they're going to want to come out all at once instead of being able to pull out just a few hairs at a time. I want to see how he's going to react, and he is being an angel. He's been all groomed. Good job. This can be a little uncomfortable for the dogs, so it's important that you take, well, just a few hairs at a time. You don't try to get all of it in one go. But the more often the dogs get it done, the shallower that the roots grow, and it's less uncomfortable for them. But as you can see with Ollie, it's causing him just a tiny bit of discomfort, but I don't think it's much at all. He's barely reacting. A lot of dogs really react to this process. They don't like it. Ollie's being a wonderful little boy. Yeah. Good job, buddy. Almost there. Little twitch there. He's trying to say like, hey, get out of my ear. And I'm just gonna keep moving slowly. I know, buddy. I know. Now we're getting hairs that are pretty deep in there. Maybe a little bit more uncomfortable for him. Good job. Nice. Wonderful boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Okay. Okay. Almost done. Okay, now that that ear's all plucked out, I'm going to just give him a little ear massage. Oh yeah, might be a little itchy. Oh, is that feel good? That feel good. Oh yeah. I like you, Ollie. You're great. There's some interesting controversy around ear plucking. Some groomers and some vets think that it actually causes ear infections. That has not been my experience at all. If a dog has an active ear infection, and there's already inflammation and infection in the skin, plucking the hair at that point can cause more inflammation, which is bad, and that can be, make the ear infection worse. But the dogs that come into me that always get their ears plucked never have ear infections, like never. It's sometimes the haircut impacts it as well. Like if they have long, floppy ears, the light and the air can't get into the ear canal itself, so that can cause infections. Some infections are caused by allergies as well, like food allergies. So they'll get an infection in one ear, and where it becomes a problem is if the infection doesn't get cleared up. It builds up scar tissue inside the ear canal and actually shrinks the ear canal. So less light, less air gets inside the ear, and then you have chronic ear infection problems because the natural methods of fighting it that the dogs had, of light and air getting in there, are no longer possible because that ear canal has just shrunk due to all the scar tissue inside of it. So it's important, in my opinion, to always pluck the ears if there's anything in there, and maybe don't pluck them if there is an active ear infection, but otherwise, I think these hairs should always be plucked. My dog's never had an ear infection. I have a miniature poodle, and I've always plucked her ears. I think that's a big reason why she's never had an infection. Hey, his ear look good. Let's check all the places where mats usually show up, under the ears, in the chin, around the neck, the armpits, up, down the back legs. There's little ones, but there's nothing big. They might blow out with the blow dryer If not, they'll easily brush out after. We don't need to worry about it right now. Okay, so that's it for the rough-in. Give me just a few moments. We'll get you back to the bathing camera, and we will go from there. Hang on, Ollie. Nice and slow. Sometimes the table drops down a little faster than I want it to, and it scares the dogs. Yeah. What? Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Okay. Take this grate out. Put our floor mat in. Let's go grab Ollie. Ollie. Okay. Hey, no. Don't do these. Come on. Ollie has a little habit of chewing on leashes, apparently. We thought it was a good idea to start chewing on this one. No, that's a bad idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to lose another leash. Here we go. Come here. Ollie, up. Good job. Oh, I like you. Yes. Now, the audio in here might be a little low. I'm trying to balance it. The tub and the dryer are really loud, so I'm trying not to blow out my eardrums when I start spraying. And I think it needs to come down just a little bit more, but let's tie Ollie in. Back up. Back it up. Back up. Good boy. Stay right there. I always use a slip knot when I'm tying the dogs in, just in case of an emergency of some sort. I need to get them released quickly. Just want to be able to pull that free. Okay, how's that? Alright, so it's a little quiet. But I wouldn't turn the volume up too much because sometimes the sprayer's loud, the dryer's even louder. So let's just get started with this bath. First thing we're going to do is warm up the water. This is also a good test to see how he can react to the sound of the water. Turn it all the way up. I'm a little nervous, but not bad. He seems like he'd rather not do this, but he's gonna do his best to be a good boy. Okay, buddy. Let's start washing. Can you back up, please? Can you back up? Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Okay. Try to get all around his head without getting his ears wet. I want to avoid getting his ears wet because then he's less likely to shake. Gonna get under the leaf. Under his belly, his armpit, pat his feet, pull his toes. Oh, hang on. Like the thumb, each side of his tail, to the inside of his back legs. Taking it all over to the toes. Up. See this foot. Oh boy. Hey, that's time. Okay, now his body is clean. We're gonna wash, rinse off. We're gonna pre-rinse his face. I can't use this high pressure system on his face. That would risk it getting in his eyes, ears, and his nose. So we'll turn the water pressure down. Get his face, the outside of his ears wet. I'm gonna try to avoid getting water in his nose. Hang on. No. Hold still always. Oh my. Oh my. That's all still. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. You can spray water in the eyes, no problem there. As long as the water pressure is low. We're gonna flip the ear up. You gotta be careful with this part. I'm gonna block the inside of his ear so I don't spray anything in there. But I gotta get the inside of the ear and below the ear wet in order to get those parts washed properly. So I pin the ear down when I'm on this side, when I'm spraying the outside of the ear. Wrong way. And then when I flip it inside out and expose the ear canal, put my thumb in the way so that I can't accidentally get the nozzle inside that ear canal. And get all this wet. Spray the inside of the ear. And that's like the inside flap without letting any water get inside the ear canal itself. And then I have this pre-mixed soap for his face. And I just apply it and lather. Try not to get any soap in his eyes. This is a pretty gentle soap. It's an oatmeal, but you still have to be careful. I want to try to avoid getting in their eyes. It's not comfortable. It won't damage them, but it's still uncomfortable for the dogs. I'm getting out any eye boogers that he has. And I'm just scrubbing all his face. If it doesn't lather up real well, then I need to either add more soap or add more water. But this part of his face lathered up pretty good. Gotta get more water on his cheeks. We'll go under his chin while we're at it. Yeah. Look at you. You are a cutie. I like your little face. Yeah, look at that little face. Where'd your big beard go? It disappeared. You're a good boy, Ollie. I am loving this room with you. Yeah. Yeah. Good boy. Now let's get his ears. The outside, under, and the inside. You can't go too far on the inside of the ears, or you risk getting soap in a part of the ear that you can't rinse. Then you got a bigger problem of soap being left in the ear, or risking getting water in the ear canal. Both of those are real bad. Okay, back of his ear needs a little more. There we go. Let's lather it up nicely. And this ear's all done. We'll go for this other one. The outside, back, underneath, and inside. And the inside of his ears on the leather is a little dirty, but it's on the part of the ear that I can't wash with soap. So the way that I will clean that is actually with ear cleaner and some cotton balls. So I'll clean all this inner part of his ear as well as the ear canal itself. Good boy. So patient. Yeah, you are a good little dog, Ollie. Yes, you are. Just need a little more water, it's getting dry. With this wire hair that he has, it kind of strips, or the water will shed off of it super quickly. I need a little more soap on top of this head right here. Just make sure it's nice and clean. Better to wash twice than not have a head come clean. If you don't get the head clean, it looks a little greasy. And it's not good. You need to do a good job if you're gonna be a groomer. Gotta get the dogs clean. Okay. Face is washed. Now we're gonna rinse everything off. Again, I'm gonna use low water pressure. I'm gonna rinse out the eyes first. I'm gonna act as if I got soap in the eyes and make sure that I rinse them out really well. Even if I didn't, it's best to always treat the eyes as if you got soap in them and rinse them out. And I'm actually trying to hold his head down a little bit, just a little. I don't want the water running down his nose and over his nose, but I also don't want to have it up and have the water go down into his ears. As you're rinsing like this, if the dogs ever really want to shake their head, you should let them, because you probably got soap inside the ear, or not soap, but water. And if you let them shake out the water, they can get most of it out. But if you don't let them shake, then the water kind of just gets deeper into the ear, and it can cause problems. So if you're ever rinsing the head like this, or particularly the ears, and they want to shake, let them shake 2 or 3 times to get all that water out. Okay, let's get the inside of your ears. So right there, a teeny bit of water dripped down, and that's probably why he wanted to shake. So he felt it tickling the inside of his ear, and he shook it all out. Okay, there's all rinsed off. We're going to turn up the pressure and rinse everywhere else. Make sure again under the leash. Really easy spot to miss soap. Alright, here we go. Getting rinsed off.
Spray myself in the face right there. Okay, now that I think I've done rinsing him, I'm going to do the last, most important step. I'm going to wring out all the water in his whole body, and as I'm doing it, I'm checking for any soap that I might have left. You'll know there's soap because it'll be slippery and a different texture, and you can always just look at your hand after you've squeezed out the part to see if there's any soap. The other day, I was doing this, I wrung out the tail, and I noticed soap on my hands. So it happens even to pros, so always wring out the dogs and check for soap, so you can rinse them out and not leave any soap on their skin. If you do leave soap on their skin, it's very easy, it's a good way rather, to cause a hot spot, which is basically just a spot of irritation. The skin gets inflamed, the dogs will be really itchy, they'll often itch it until it's bleeding or super irritated. And one of the bigger mistakes that rookie groomers make or new bathers sometimes make. So make sure you rinse out all the soap always. Double check, rinse 3 times. It's better to waste time over rinsing than to accidentally leave soap. Okay, now we're going to towel dry him. Just going to squeeze out all the excess water, rub out as much as I can, and I'm going to just move to a different part of the towel that's still dry as I'm doing this process. Okay, buddy, let's pull you out, put you on the table. It'll be a little bit easier to finish drying him over there. There's water that's pooled in the bottom of this tub, just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, good boy. Good boy, Ollie. You're such a good boy. He didn't struggle, he didn't flail, he didn't squirm. This is a good dog. Yeah, you are a good boy. Hello. Now, yeah. I do, give me just 1 second. Just one minute. You got me here for a second, Ollie. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Had a customer walk in. So let's get Ollie back on the drying table, and we will finish drying him. Come here, big guy. Oh. Go. Good boy. Okay. So we'll finish towel drying him. I just want to, if I have dry spots with my towel, I'm just moving that dry spot and squeezing out and rubbing each part of his body. I can see water dripping from him, so I know that those spots haven't been done yet. You just want to go over every part of the body. This will save you a ton of time on the overall dry time if you towel dry really well. If you miss spots and you leave spots really wet, it takes way longer to blow dry. You'll end up wasting a bunch of time. Some people like wasting time though. So if you want to waste time, don't towel dry the dog. It's a good tip. Okay, squeeze out his foot. Ollie, you are wonderful. And I have high hopes for this next part too. Stay. Whoa. Stay here. So, can't walk away from him too much. You get real excited right there. You wanted to jump off and get down. So for this next step, I'm going to put in earplugs for myself. They're just little skull candy headphones. They block out the noise pretty well. They're not noise canceling. They just have these little rubber bushings and they probably drop the decibels, 10 or 15 decibels. But Ollie needs something too to protect his hearing. So we're going to grab a couple cotton balls and we're going to stick those in his ear to help work as little earplugs for him. If you ever forget your headphones or you don't have any, you can tear off a little piece of cotton ball and stick that in your ear, and it works surprisingly well. Okay, so for big dogs, I usually like to use both dryers, and we'll see if we can do that today. So it's the first time with Ollie. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we'll try. So I'm going to have the dryer on, and I'm going to slowly bring it up to him to see if he reacts. If he doesn't react, then we're good to go. We'll turn on the other dryer and get both of them going.
Okay. That's inverted tail wag. What is it? I think that is okay. Good. Let's get it right on. I don't know what it's falling. Where? One fire is like that's turn around. Boy. Now he's wanting to turn back, so I'm not going to get dead. The chick over the ball and standing two sides. I want to turn around now. Right. I am keeping that hand on him. Very calmly, the front door that way, and wanted to get to the front door and open the front door. Boy. Around. In here. So I have to look by out and far away at the American wall. Where's the box and you will Okay, now his body's dry. We're gonna get to his head. I'm gonna turn the air down. That way I don't have to supervise it, blossoming air, blowing air into the ears, eyes, and nose. Same thing with the water. And anytime they shake, I pull the dryer off. I don't want to be blowing on it all in the same area when they shake. And I just leave it on it. So anytime they shake, try it, pull the dryer off. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. He's doing so damn good. Open up his ear. My son almost sits down as a guide, make sure that the dryer is in there. And I'm holding the dryer directly against the skin right here, protects his ears. I don't want his wrist accidentally coming my thumb and into the ear canal, so I'm thinking it like this below the direct ear skin and using my thumb as a guard. Now his ears. I'll get the outside. Boy. Now I like to use the eyes and the back of the head on holding my muscle and then put down little hang on. Hang on. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Little awareness for right around his eye. Only expected. If you notice, stand firm, stay still, and lean against it. That helps stabilize him to stop shaking. Boy. Now the eyes right here, trying to be really careful to stay below it and have all the air flow down away from it. And when I am gonna potentially blow hair in the eyes, nose, or ears, I make sure that the dryer's far away. It's open. Okay, look. Hey. Okay, now the same thing on this ear. Use my stomach to hard now. Wait, wait. Come on. Walking around and passing Just gonna check over it one more time, see if I feel any more wet areas. Okay, we're good.
Come here, Ollie. Come here. Good job, big guy. Yes. Yes, you did such a good job. Wonderful job for his first time with me. He is a sweet boy. He's a little nervous. He'd probably rather not do this, but what an angel. Couldn't ask for much more on this guy. Alright. You're gonna let it down. And then I'll see you back up front. Okay, and we're back. Let's see, I asked his owner if I could give him any treats. And yes, we're good to give him some treats, so let's pull some treats out. He's been such a good boy. Yes, he has. Let's see if he wants it. Sometimes, when they're nervous, they won't take treats. And right after bathing is kind of, it would have been better to have started before, but let's see if he'll take him. You sit. Good boy. You want this treat? Oh. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Let's get you on the table and see if it changes after. Back him up. Up, up. Up, up. Yeah. Oh, and back down. Go on. Good boy. Okay, stay here for me. Good job. And try not to let them jump down like that. You never know if they have an injury, but usually if they can jump up, they're okay to jump down. But I still try not to let him jump back down. That's a good boy. What do you think about a treat, yeah? No? A little too nervous? Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. You got treats. Okay, come here. Oh, no. Come here, Ollie. Good boy. Sit. Good. Ah, we almost tricked him into it. Yes. Maybe after we're done. And like I said, that's super normal for them to not take treats when they're in a new environment and when they're a little nervous. And especially after blow drying. Blow drying is one of the scariest parts for dogs. So it's not unexpected that he wouldn't take the treats although he's such an angel and he's so wonderful for this whole process, he's still nervous. It's still hard for him and he has to work for it to be a good boy, but he's working really hard for me. So I appreciate everything this big guy's doing. Okay, now that we're done with the bath, done with the drying, we are going to spray in some detangling leave-in conditioner, and we're going to get them all brushed out. I'm going to drink a little more coffee. Ah, that's nice. Okay. Now we sprayed his head and his ears. We'll go ahead and brush them. And you can hear there's little tangles. The brush is making a loud, scratchy sound. But once that sound goes away, you know that the tangles are all out and brushed out of that spot. All gone. Do the underside. Yeah, he's brushing out super easy. His mom takes really good care of him. I'm going to loosen the leash. And I'm going to be really careful because Ollie has showed that he will, jump off the table. I'm going to make sure that I keep one hand on him at all times while this leash is loose. This can be more dangerous than not having a leash on at all. Because if he were to jump right now, he's still attached, although he doesn't feel like he's attached until he's halfway off. So you have to be really careful when you're doing this. I'm going to make sure that I keep a good hand on him. I'm not gonna ask him to go anywhere because he thought that meant it's time to go down, and it wasn't time to get down yet. So I'm not gonna risk confusing him again with asking him to come here or anything like that. Just gonna hold him. He's a good boy. As long as I'm holding him, he doesn't try to go anywhere. If I thought that he might jump off without me before I'm ready, I wouldn't loosen this leash at all. But it is a risk. So you have to be aware, you have to be ready. If somebody were to walk in and he got excited, he might go towards them and walk off the table that way. So you just have to be ready. You have to be prepared. And anytime that the leash is loose like this, you just have to make sure that they're not left. I wouldn't want to walk even to the back of my station back here. I wouldn't want to be a couple steps away because that puts him at risk. And as soon as I get all around his neck all brushed out, then I can take that leash back up. See, as I'm walking back, I keep one hand on him. Shouldn't leave my brush over there. Now I can spray under his neck. Put that a little closer this time.
trying to focus on just getting all around where the leash is going to sit so that I can tighten that back up and not have to worry about him feeling like he can jump off. Because if he feels like he can't jump off, I doubt he'll even try. He's a really good boy. He is a fluffy guy. Yeah, he's got some really long hair. Really pretty. Okay, I think we're about there. A little bit more under this ear. Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna move this back up, right behind his ears. Just tighten this up. That way he can feel it. Although it doesn't need to be too tight, but you want them to be able to feel it. That way they don't think they're free, and then they're less likely to try to jump off the table. Okay, we're on his face, so let's just finish up that. Do a little on top. Cover his eyes and his nose. Get his cheeks. And his chin. Sometimes when you get down to these little tangles, only a couple hairs are actually holding them. And I think that's the case with some of these because it seems to be bothering him a little bit as I'm brushing. So it's probably just pulling on a couple hairs and it's a little uncomfortable. So try to slow down and brush these a little bit softer. Good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. It's okay. Shh. Good. Stay. Sometimes you can just grab the tangles and pull them out like that one. He keeps licking all the hairs back in his mouth. You gotta make sure that there's no gnats in them. I have to keep pulling them out. And we'll end up trimming those hairs that he licks into his mouth. Someone's alarm was going off. What was that, buddy? What was that? And I'm going to brush in front of his eyes. Being really careful to make sure that the bristles don't get too close. I'll come down the side. And we've been asked to save his eyelashes, so when I get to trimming around here, I'm going to separate the eyelashes to make sure I don't trim them on accident. Okay, and now his face is all brushed out. Does look like I got these touched. Yep. Okay. Good job, buddy. Now we're going to move down to his back. Bring the table up so I don't have to bend over too much. Nice and slow. Try to be smooth. It's a good height. I'm not sure if you guys can hear this over the furnace that just turned on, but you can really hear all the clicking, scratching. You can also see a pretty big difference as it's getting brushed out.
this is brushed out. Can't hear anything. You get down here. And at this point, it really looks like Ollie has hair more than fur. It's really long. If you're familiar with other breeds, it's all guard coat and no undercoat. The soft undercoat that usually sheds on huskies, golden retrievers, labs. It looks like he doesn't have any of that. Now he was shedding just a little bit in the blow dryer, so he does have an undercoat, but it's that long guard coat, pretty hair. It's thicker. That's mostly what he's got. Now, I did just find a lump right here. Try to take a look at it. Probably nothing. I got some different coloration, so I'm going to take a picture, show the owner. I'm going to try to put my fingers on the outside edges of it to give an example of how big it is. It's not very big. Go ahead and inform the owner about that. The growths that you are most concerned with are hard, abnormally shaped, and protruding from the skin. This one is like underneath the skin, so it might be a cyst. It could be maybe a little fatty tumor. It feels a little hard to be a fatty tumor, but it could be a growth of some sort. It's hard, but it feels like it's round. So it's probably not a big deal, but something that I'm going to let the owner know and ask if they have been to the vet, had it checked. I would rush to the vet to get this checked personally. I would just wait till the next appointment. But that's what we're going to tell the owner, and then do our best to just inform them of everything that we can find. Okay, his back is almost brushed out. Next step is I'm going to have him stand up. We'll start working our way down his belly and his legs. Up. Good boy. If you guys were watching at the beginning of the stream, you'll see how big of a difference that was. He stood up for me super fast. The first ask, the very first time I had him on the table, he was nervous, and I really had to ask him and help lift him up to get him to stand. So he's getting more confident. He's trusting me more, and he's listening to the questions and doing what I ask of him much better. And that requires trust. Good boy. Yeah, his leg is all brushed out. Let's get his belly, and then we'll move up to this front leg and shoulder. You really don't have to worry too much about brushing causing injuries. If you brush too hard against the skin, you can irritate their skin and scratch them. So it's important that as you're doing this, you're listening to the brush to see if it's still going through tangles. And you do have to be aware if there are big mats, you can very easily irritate the skin by brushing out an entire big mat that should have been shaved or cut out, or at least split up into smaller sections before you brushed it out. So that's like the only real concern that I have for brushing. As long as you're being gentle on the skin, you're not brushing over the same area over and over and over, trying to get a big mat out that you should have split or just cut out of their fur. But you wouldn't want to like brush his wiener. There's no hair on it anyway, so you be careful of that. Okay, leg's almost done. Check the inside, the back. Okay, good job, buddy. You're doing great. Now we're gonna get his chest. Head up. Head up. Good boy. And we'll come over to this front leg. Stand a little close to the edge, it's making me a little uncomfortable. Just gonna move to the center. Good job. Easy, super patient. Sometimes the dogs won't want to move to the center, and when you push them, they'll actually lean more into your pressure. But he is just a wonderful boy. He wants to please. He wants me to be happy. He's such a sweetheart. There. Brush between his legs. Make sure to get in the armpits. Okay. Now we'll spray back on his belly and his back leg, and then all that will be left will be his tail. I've been moving a little too fast right there for him. Kind of was walking away from me. That could be him telling me that it's a little uncomfortable, so just slow down a little bit. Make sure that my pace is manageable for him. He's not getting too worked out, but there's a certain amount of discomfort that we ask the dogs to tolerate. There's no reason to ever cause them pain. And if they're telling you they're super uncomfortable, then you should probably slow down and reapproach what you're doing. You either need to get their trust, because they don't trust you, they're uncomfortable with what you're doing, they're scared of what you're doing, and you need to just get them calm, or you need to take a different approach with the groom itself. Whether you shouldn't be brushing and you need to shave out a mat or something that way. Now if you notice, he shook and his back end got close to the edge right here. So I went to have my hands ready to catch him just in case, because sometimes when they shake, they'll lose their footing. That's a common time that they can fall off the table. Okay, we're getting really close. I'm just gonna straight the bottom of his foot, inside of the leg, and tail. And we'll have them all brushed out. Okay. Down the middle, buddy. Okay, legs look pretty good. I'll just get his tail. Wait. Wait. Stay here, buddy. Stay here. What I did there was I was applying a small correction by moving his body, and when he was leaning into me, not wanting to move, I did a little bit of a lift. So I lifted his feet just barely off the table and then set him back down. And my hope is that that slight correction, that slight discomfort of me moving his body, he'll realize that I'm asking him to just stand still. And if he stands still, then I release. But if he keeps moving, then I keep lifting. As soon as he stands still, then I release. And then the release teaches them to hold still. It's the reward. It releases that pressure, that correction that I was applying, and then they'll hold still for you. Okay, we are all brushed out. Yeah, buddy. Last steps we're gonna do, we're gonna trim up his feet, a little around his bum. I do a tiny bit around his front legs, and then we'll do his face and his ears. So I think I've got about 25 minutes of work left. So we're gonna go ahead and call his mom. So I'm gonna mute you guys. And we're gonna call his mom. Okay. So we've informed the client, and now we're on the clock. Gotta make sure that I don't fall behind, or else Ollie's mom will show up before I'm done, and that makes things a lot harder, especially if I'm working on his face. And I typically do the face last within my process. So I'm not going to dilly-dally too much. Kind of a funny phrase, dilly-dally. I have said it for years, but I have no idea where it comes from. I'm gonna have to look that up. Hang on, Ollie. It's okay. So first I trim the bottom of the feet, and then I round them. And after I've rounded them, I trim up over the top of the foot, and then I connect it to the back of the leg and do a little bit of trimming on the leg too, so that they blend in together. Okay, that foot's all done. Easy as what? I need to bring him up just a little bit more.
having to bend over more than I like. Now this is where it gets risky. The table is very high now. It's more likely to shake, and if he falls, it's more likely to cause some big problems, whether break the table, hurt Ollie. So I need to be very careful as I'm doing this. If he gets close to the edge at all, I'm going to try to bring him back so that we don't have any risks of him actually falling. But this just saves my back a little bit. So I'm going to take the risk. Hang on, Ollie. Stay here. Wait. 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 Hang on. No. Can't sit yet. He tried to sit down right there, and I just put my hand gently under his belly to ask him to stand up, to stay standing. It's a lot easier to catch them as they start to sit than to pick them back up after they've already sat down. That's what I'm doing right here. Okay. Okay, like how that's blended, you can go ahead and sit now and move on to his front legs. He's actually less likely to walk towards the edge or fall if he's sitting down. So I'm happy to let him sit as soon as I don't need him to be standing. Okay, that leg's looking good. A little bit right there. Okay, we're looking good. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's a semi truck slowing down on the street. You hear those brakes. Okay, his legs look good. Now I'm gonna have him stand up. I'll do his tail, and then I'll come back to his belly. Up, up. And because I'm working a little bit higher, I'm gonna bring him down just a little, and I'm gonna hold him just in case my table goes down a little quicker than I want. Help him keep secure. Probably a good practice to do anytime you lower the table is to just have a hand on the dog. His tail really doesn't need much. I'm just gonna hold it down and see if there's any hairs that are just past this fan shape. And then I'm gonna trim up. I'm gonna clean it up as it gets close to the bum and do it a little bit shorter there. He had some tangles before, right at the base of his tail. So I'm gonna take the base of his tail a little bit shorter, and I'm gonna trim all these hairs that are growing over towards his bum so that he has a nice potty path. So just keep clean and not make much mess. But he doesn't have a big issue with this. Some dogs you'll take it much tighter. For him, it's mostly just a shape up around his bum and shaving right next to it. Grab my comb. Get all the hairs. Wait. Stand up. You can't lift the dogs by their tail. You can apply a tiny bit of pressure to ask them to stay standing, but if they want to sit down, you cannot lift them up by their tail. It will cause some spinal injuries or all sorts of different problems. And you never know if they have a bad spine or a bad back in any way. You could exacerbate an issue by lifting them up by their tail. Okay. This is looking pretty good back here. Just gonna comb it all out on each side to see if there's any real long spots. One little spot there. Wait. Hang on. Come on. Come on, big guy. Stay. Good boy. Okay. All right. Tail and his butt look good. Make sure I just blended that fan shape in. Okay. Now we'll come to his belly. Comb all these hairs straight down from his belly. We don't have to take too much hair. It's mostly going to be blending where I shaved his sanitary into these long belly hairs and then just catching anything that's real long sitting down below. Go ahead and check it from this other side. Looks like there's a few hairs that are longer over here. A couple hairs right on the sanitary that I missed.
There's a short spot in his armpit. I'm not sure if he had some mats that got cut out. I'm gonna try to blend that in. Okay, looking pretty good. And now we'll just connect his chest to where we shaved on his belly. Not shaved, but trimmed. Okay. There's one real long spot right here. It's just a lot longer than everything else, so I'm gonna do a little trim on this. Don't want to get too wild with trimming these hairs. It's easy to take it too short and make it look funny. Alright, so now that I'm doing his head, I'm going to loosen the leash again so that I can trim around his neck. Ask him to sit. Good boy. That's such a good boy. You take a treat now? I think you did such a good sit. No? Don't want it? Okay. Loosen this leash. Matter of fact, I need it to be loose enough that I might as well just take it off. Pull all this back, make sure everything's blending in nicely. It looks like it is. Lift this ear up. Now, in order to allow light and air to get into these ears, I'm going to trim a lot of the hairs that come in front of it right here. This is probably the biggest change that I'm going to make to the shape of his face, is trimming these hairs so that more light and air gets in his ears. His owner did say that he does sometimes get ear infections, so this is going to help prevent that by not blocking the air getting in there. Okay. Like that. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Comb all these hairs that are not part of the ear itself. Comb them past the ear canal. And we'll trim them. Okay. That's better. And anytime you're scissoring around these ears, I want to make sure you pull out the cotton balls. See? That one's dirty. This one's a little dirty too. If they're not dirty, sometimes I'll reuse them, but these were a little dirty, so we're just gonna toss them. Now I'm gonna tighten this chin up and blend it into his neck. So he's got a big beard and food gets stuck in here and it gets matted. So we're gonna trim this up a little bit this time. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to match the length where the top of the head is to the length that the chin is, so that there's balance top to bottom. But my main goal is to be able to get this neck blended so that I can put the leash back on. Stay. Stay. Enough.
It's a little hard to describe what I'm doing. I'm setting the lines for a teddy bear head, but I'm basing them purely on the shape of the face that I want, and I'm trying to blend in to the neck. Typically, you don't want to do a teddy bear head where the head is shorter than the body. That's what we're creating here in order to clean up his chin, and we don't want to take the length down on his body. So his head's going to be a little bit shorter than his body, but I think it's going to blend in and look pretty good. Okay, I'm liking that. He's kind of getting away from me, making me just a tiny bit uncomfortable with having him off the leash. So I'm going to put the leash back on, and we're going to finish his face. So we're going to get these lip hairs. I'm going to close his mouth. All the hairs that get sucked into his mouth or licked in that are sitting in front of his lips. Okay. 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 Stay. It's okay. And we're going to trim all the hairs that are growing, like where the mustache would be. Everything that's growing on the top lip is fair game. And you want to trim it to the bottom of his top lip. You know, like, I know. We're almost there. Good boy. Good job. I'm going to comb these hairs forward and blend them into where I just trimmed. Plus, good boy. Okay, now I'm going to do the top of the head. I have to be careful not to take this too short. It would be very easy to tighten his teddy bear even more by taking this part too short. I also need to save his eyelashes. So the way that I do that is I find the eyelashes, I pin them down so that they can't be cut. Then I comb all the hair over and cut all this hair. Once I do that, the eyelashes will usually stick out and be a little bit more noticeable. They're easier to not cut after you've done that. Okay, wait. It's okay, Alice. Now I can come over to the same spot, clean it up my line a little bit, and not have to worry about accidentally cutting his eyelashes because I can see them so distinctly and avoid cutting them. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Find his eyelashes. Pin them down. Pull the hair forward. Stick. Sit. Wait. Okay. Come here. It's okay, bud. And this is just trimming up the diamond or the stop. Wait, oh, Ollie. Not making this part too much right yet. Okay,
Come here. Come here. Come on. Sit. Wait, no. No, he doesn't like it when I try to blow the hair off of his face. Stop doing it. It's so instinctual for me. Come here, big guy. Come here. Hold still. Hold still. Wait. Hang on, big guy. Come here. Come here. Stay. You're okay. He really doesn't like when I try to blow the hair off of his face. Gotta stop doing it. Sorry, big guy. Okay, we are almost there. Just double check that the cheeks blend into his chin. This is all looking good and even. That's good. Wait. Almost there. Okay, beautiful boy. Let's clean your ears and then. One thing that I always try to do is after I clean their ears, try to get them to shake their head, and that will often fluff up any hairs that I might have missed during my finish, and it helps make it a better quality finish. Inside first. Just really clean. Just a little bit outside. Okay, that here is good. His ears are really clean, considering that there was some mats in his right ear. I'm really happy with how clean his ears are. I'm guessing his owner is cleaning them at home. So it usually wouldn't be the case. It wouldn't usually be that clean if they're having mats and tangles. It usually comes with a bunch of earwax and other stuff. Okay, you shake. He hates on a glove on his face. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. You are a beautiful guy. Let's see a couple spots. Looks like hanging over on his eyebrow. Okay. I think we're gonna call that good. It blends in. Good guy. Good job. You did it. You are all done. Okay. Oh, actually, let's try to get a picture of him all finished. You sit. Sit. Boy. Ollie. 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 Hey. Ollie. Did you have that? Chin up. That's the boy. Ollie. Boy. Aww. I want you to be happier. Hopefully you'll get used to this. Yes. Okay, good guy. That's just, yeah.
There you go.
That is the end of the doodle stream. The next one is going to be a little Yorkie right here. So if you want to stick around, give me just a moment. I'm going to end the first one and start the next one. Thanks everybody. Bye.